Okay, so Borat is back, which means that Kazakhstan is in the news. Why? Well, because if you want to believe in coincidences, then this just happens to be worked on and planned on for the last year after having been made aware. Let me back up. A bunch of Democrats got sent from China copies of hard drives of Hunter Biden. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, others were made aware that China has stuff on Biden. Oops, okay. So is it possible that they're like, hey, as part of our media blitz on this for when it does get released before the election, let's have Sacha Baron Cohen go out and say, let's do another Borat run. Let's have Kazakhstan be a thing that we can make sure is papered across any searches to do with the state of Kazakhstan. Why? Here's why. Maybe. And maybe that has nothing to do with it, but this is the main story. I just thought that was interesting. I don't believe in coincidences, and the media is complicit in working with the Democrats. So, if Borat makes a return after 14 years in an election year, right, while he's like spooking and goofing on all the Trump supporters and going to rallies and like being an asshole, yeah, so not shocking that he would go and do this. So Hunter Biden, this is what I'm saying. Hunter Biden also had business dealings in Kazakhstan. That's the huge bombshell here. Every day we're going to hear more and more. Today we're hearing that it's Kazakhstan that he's getting money from. So before going any further, like the video, make sure you're subscribed, the notification bell is on, and then, think of ways as we're reading through this that you can help keep America afloat in your life. Let's read the news. It says Hunter Biden also has business dealings in Kazakhstan. Hunter Biden is facing fresh questions over business dealings in yet another nation, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, very nice. That's why I thought, why is it that Borat is in the news too right now? Is it to deflect from what they knew was coming? Maybe. I think so. It's possible. Between 2012 and 2014, when his father, Joe Biden, served as VP in the U.S., Hunter Biden worked as a go-between to Kenes Rakishev, a Kazakh oligarch with close ties to the country's longtime kleptocratic leader, which means thief, Nursultan Nazarbayev, the Daily Mail reported. So kleptocratic, meaning like he's a kleptocrat. He is a guy that steals, right? Klepto meaning the thief, thievery, a kleptomaniac. You can't stop stealing. The British tabloid said that they obtained emails from the, quote, anti-corruption campaigners in Kazakhstan showing Hunter making contact with Rakishev in attempting to facilitate investment for his cash in New York, Washington, D.C., and in a Nevada mining company. Okay, so what do you take from that so far, folks? Hunter's taking cash under the table to have influence and sway on U.S. politics, and then to invest that money in U.S. politics and U.S. interests, and have the other people making the money, and he gets a piece, right? The British tabloid said that they had obtained emails from the anti-corruption campaigners. We read that. Through his connections, emails show Hunter Biden successfully engineered $1 million investment from Rakishev to filmmaker Alexandra Forbes Carey. I wonder if she's related to John Kerry, the daughter of ex-senator and former Democrat. Okay, John. So she's the daughter. Cool. She got $1 million. Hey, Hunter, thanks for the $1 million. Thanks for learning everything that you did from your dad and my dad, and now you're doing it for me. Thanks. Hunter Biden also traveled to the country's capital of Astana for business talks. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm going to say it like that. Put a little spice on it. Astana. Astana. Astina? I don't know. Rakishev, however, repeatedly ran into problems finding Western business partners due to the murky origins of his wealth. Interesting. So he's dirty. He's got bad money. He's got, corrupt stuff happening. That's how he's famous and rich and trying to fly under the radar. And so then Hunter's like, yeah, I'll work with you. That sounds like a perfect person to work with. The respected International Finance Corp, the respected International Finance Corporation, the IFC, doesn't seem like a real thing if it's named that. It seems Orwellian. It seems doublespeak. Pulled out a planned deal with him over liabilities stemming from his connections to the country's rulers. And as in other nations with Ukraine, and China, where Hunter plied his trade. I don't know if that's a misspelling or what. this is what it's saying. Everywhere that Hunter went, whether it was in the Ukraine, whether it was in China, he was working for Joe Biden, and Joe was never that far behind. This says the Mail published a photo they obtained from the Kazakhstani Initiative in Asset Recovery, showing Hunter Biden with his beaming father alongside Rakishev. Hunter Biden and Rakishev have enjoyed a long and chummy personal correspondence as well, these emails show. I'm on vacation with my family in Lake Michigan. Gross. Fuck you, Joe. Don't ever go to Lake Michigan. Hunter, same. Don't ever come to Lake Michigan. Trying to spend some much-needed time with my wife and daughters. It's my 20th anniversary of my marriage tomorrow. Hunter told him in 2013. Well, I feel bad for Hunter because, in a way, not all of it, but in a way, because he was turned out. I mean, he was like trained to do this. It's not like this is like his idea, right? He was put in this position. Bo died, so Hunter now has to be the go-between. And he gets a drug problem because he's not equipped to handle the level of success that they're seeing. And it tears him apart. And you don't want to see it, but you do. You see it here. You see it right now. You see that it's another country giving Joe and Hunter a bunch of money. And I say Joe, I know this is saying Hunter, but I say Joe because, as you saw in those emails, Pop takes half your salary. So Hunter is getting, he got Miss Carrie $1 million. He's probably getting some money from that. And then Joe gets $500,000 for the whole deal to go through. And then he pulls a string and yells at a person on the phone, and it's all working out for the Bidens. That wasn't until 2016. So make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you support Donald Trump on November 3rd. Because honestly, if it were to happen where we didn't have a landslide, and I think we will, but if we didn't have a landslide for Trump, they would contest the election. They will say, and they probably already will, they will say Joe Biden deserves to be president, that Donald Trump does not deserve the win. They'll try to push it into a Supreme Court, which is why they're also trying to stymie any kind of confirmation of ACB. I thought it was also really funny. This is also why I think in the, Borat related to this, in a spiritual sense or in a bigger global sense, almost in like a religious sense, that these things are not coincidental. That God works in mysterious ways and he shows you little tiny hints. And so these may be those. And all I'm saying is this. The ACA will be taken out officially by ACB. Can't make it up. It's not scripted. This is real life. Reality is stranger than fiction. That's what they always say. Well, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that is something else. I think we are what they say, living in biblical times. So that's my comment. Leave yours below. That is to say, let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, make sure your notification bell is on, and then do what else that you can do to keep America afloat.